full of coffee when we start.
We've already started. We're live.
So too late.
I have my different mug today. It's like, I got up for this. I got to get some different ones.
Which mug do you have?
I got out of bed for this.
Oh. Okay.
Right. We're live. And I think we're live.
We are live. I see us. Just doing a little bit of sharing. So it's been a minute, huh?
Hasn't been like 2 years.
No, it feels like it. Good morning, Michelle. Hi, Aaron. See Ryan. Cheryl's. Hey, Brittany.
Morning, everybody. We were just talking. It's been like 10 years since we did a live together.
It feels like it.
I don't know how long it's been. At least 2-3 months.
Yeah, at least 3 months. I want to say like July or August.
Oh, yeah, it's before I went into my pouting mode and didn't want to do anything. Tanya, wise ass, the beautiful women, and Michael.
Let's see. Hi, Tanya.
I know, Aaron. I had to twist her arm. She didn't want to do lives with me anymore.
Yeah, whatever.
Tired of your shit.
Had to let him rest.
That's right. Cranky. At least my voice my voice is kind of back.
Does it feel better though?
Oh yeah. It was funny at work. I'm sure the pilots were getting a kick out of it because I would just talk and it would go up to that high pitch like squeak toy sound, and I was just like, oh my God.
Good morning, Neva. Hi, Joanna.
So we'll get started here in a second. Just saying good morning. I had a thought earlier about something I wanted to talk about. I'll see if that thought comes back.
Oh, you don't have the thought now?
No.
Okay. Good morning, Laura.
I'm trying to think what it was. I should write stuff down. I'm to that age where if I don't write it down, I'm going to forget.
Yeah, I know.
Do you have your notebook of stickies and things to do? And
I have stickies everywhere. I have notebooks everywhere. And yesterday I went and bought 4 more notebooks.
Oh my God.
It's out of control. I have file books full of like.
And then you pick them up a month later and it's like, oh, I was supposed to take the dog to the vet.
Hey, Chelsea.
Yeah, Kaylee, I went back in September.
Hi, Vicky.
Yeah, September.
Tanya, it's funny you would say you are old because I do have to tell you something funny. Said something to Michael the other day about
being old.
I said, I'm too old for this time change.
He says, yeah.
You could have stopped at, you're just too old.
Right. You don't have to throw out extras.
You don't have to blame it on the time change.
I'm just too old. Same thing with going to the gym.
Oh, man. Don't get me started on that. Hello, Olivia.
I feel like an old man now back at the gym because I'm like using like baby weights because I'm so afraid that I'm going to do something stupid again. So, but I'm like, I am going to just stick with doing it lightly. And I can't believe how much muscle I lost in my leg. It's ridiculous. It is just like, I'm looking at my leg going, where did you go?
It will get there though, because muscle memory is amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
But it's slow, just like my memory right now, because it's really slow.
It takes a minute. Good morning, Christina. I see all of you on there. There's Shannon.
Oh, I remember now. I remember what I was going to talk about. So I'm in his class with Tony Stockwell for a year. It's coming to an end, though. December will be it. But the most recent class we had, he was talking about our guides. And I don't think I've ever had this thought before. Maybe I have, but it's about the theory thought of what if your guide is you? Like, there's this theory that we only incarnate with a certain percentage of our soul, and the rest remains wherever we go afterwards. And I don't know, have you ever heard that
That's
we're
interesting.
our
I
own
did.
guide?
Yeah, I did read something about that the other day, and I think that that's where when people talk about their higher self,
Yeah.
the two kind of connect. Yeah, I did read something about that, and it kind of made me think too.
Made me think too. It's like, I guess I'm my own wise ass because I'm like, I ask questions and they're like, no, we'll just wait and see what happens.
So here we go
Fair
back to
enough.
blaming something else, right? We have
Right?
nobody to hold accountable except for ourselves, if that's the case.
It is. And I think that fits because even with, our guides, I've said it over and over, as of you've said it too, that our guides are not going to tell us what to do or which decision to make because that's our decision. And then we have nobody to blame, like you said, but ourselves for that decision. And that's not a negative thing. There is no wrong decision. You're going to make a decision and either it's going to work out or you're going to learn something from it, like sticking your finger in an electric socket. Sometimes it takes a couple times before you figure out I shouldn't do that.
Right. You're right, Neva. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about it sometimes too.
What's that?
She says I'm effed if I'm my own guide.
Oh yeah. I'm with you there.
And you're right, honey. We're the only ones that are responsible for ourselves, which is awesome once we accept that. Yeah, it really is. It took me a really long time and a lot of crap to realize that I was just as responsible for things that were happening around me and what I considered to me. But I was just as culpable. And it took me
Wait. You're using big words again. I don't understand big words.
I was just as much to blame.
There we go. I have to get out my thesaurus in my dictionary. What the hell did she say now?
And that's a hard concept. It's a hard concept to wrap your brain around, especially when you feel like somebody's done something to you. So it's a really hard concept. But I think once we realize that, yeah, you did play a role in that. You might not have been, the biggest jerk in it, but there's something there. And that's when things switched for me, is when I realized that.
Yeah. And, I'll go back to when I left my job twice, all the signs were there. Every reading I had was, it feels right, yada, yada, yada. This is the time. But again, it was my decision to make.
Right.
So I did it and it didn't work out the way I was expecting. And that's nobody's fault. It's just, it is what it is. And again, I had to make a decision that, do I want to worry about this and just hope things start picking up, or, should I get a job? So I went back. And it's not a failure. It's just that's the way things go. And so far, I feel that doing this part-time is where I should be. I just enjoy it more, and it took me twice to learn that. I'm not saying that it'll never happen again, but for right now, I just enjoy it a lot more when I don't have to rely on it. It takes the pressure off.
When it feels like it's become a job, that's usually when I find myself taking a break as well. If it's not fun and we're not loving it and we're not enjoying what we do, then it's time to take a break.
It is. So I also had this thought. So for everybody out there, what do you want to talk about? And, throw up some metaphysical topics that you maybe want us to discuss. And then maybe we'll jump into readings once I've had my fill of coffee and caffeine.
We've had some more coffee.
And my voice starts coming back.
Minus coffee and sugar. Like, it's not just sugar, it's honey, though.
Mine is, I held the Jack Daniels. I was going to, because it's good for my throat, but I was like, nah.
But if we go back while we're waiting for some questions, if we go back to like being our own guide and we think about it this way, because as mediums, we know this, the divine lives inside of us. Like, we are all part of one. So to be our own guide, I don't feel like that is a far-fetched concept at all. You're just tapping into that, a deeper, more divine part.
No, I agree. It's the same thing. And I'm going off on a tangent, but we're talking about our soul and that we just happen to have a body now. But I was thinking about this again the other day when I communicate with spirit. Excuse me. The communication's not here. I feel it out here.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's one of those things too that I wouldn't call it a meditation to figure it out. I mean, you obviously can, but I paid attention to that once. I was like, where am I like receiving this? Where am I feeling the information come in? Because it's soul to soul, so it's telepathy, if you will. But where am I receiving it? And it's just weird. The messages again are in my aura, which happen to be, here. So it's just interesting. I don't know why I felt like saying that, but actually, I know why I said it, because I think people wonder what it feels like or how we communicate with spirit. And for me, I don't feel it has to get here somehow, because it has to get into my brain in order for me to say it. But
Right.
the communication itself is outside my body.
Yes.
And then it seeps in. Slowly, because I got a thick head.
Joanna is saying out of body experiences.
I've never had one.
I've had a couple. And it's very different than like an astral projection or something, but I've had a couple, and they both had to do with medical emergencies. So that's the only experience that I have with them, is watching myself, watching people above me. And it was very strange.
Yeah, I've never experienced that. And I'm not wishing I will, but
yeah, Jolene is asking if you believe in a pendulum to communicate with guides. I'm going to tell you that I do. I'm going to tell you why. We were just talking about being your own guide. The way the pendulum works, a spirit is not moving that. That is inner knowing. That is an unconscious movement, actually, that you make. You can't see it. You're not necessarily aware of it, but it's your body knowing. And so if you learn how to use that pendulum correctly, I absolutely yes and no answers. I get a lot from them.
Yeah. And it's how you formulate your question too. And
Right.
I never knew this with cards. It's not, because sometimes when you're using cards, you get these answers are like, this makes no sense. Will I get this job? Instead, formulate it, what does the universe say? Or what do my guides say about the potential of me, getting this job? And if you formulate it right, and I got a list, I'll put them up sometime on my page, but it'll just make the answers make a little bit more sense if you formulate it right. But yeah, pendulum, again, it's a divination. I can never say that word. Divination tool.
Divination.
Just like a Ouija board or cards, it just takes the conscious mind out of the way.
And Michelle's saying, what about using the body as a pendulum? That can be done as well. I've actually taught my kiddos how to do that one day. It was just fun. I was like, hey, check this out. And then we were just, playing with different questions. And so, yeah, that actually can be done.
Yeah, I think a friend taught me this once. Yeah, it's like you stand, and I think you put your hands up here, and you ask your guide to show you yes or no. So lean forward for yes, and not really like fall over on your face, but you'll just feel your body shift forward.
Yes.
And it was the weirdest thing. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, your body will actually shift forward and backwards. That's the same way that the pendulum works. It's an unconscious movement, and it's really interesting. I actually like to use them. So Sharon's asking, why is it sometimes your guides and angels seem so far away? It's like you just lose connection to them. I just feel lost when this happens. What brings this on? I think that happens to everybody. That happens to me. It's not that the angels and guides are suddenly far away. it's something internal. We're just not paying attention. Maybe we're distracted. Maybe there's something else going on. But your angels and guides, I don't know. This is how I feel about it. And correct me if you have a different feeling about it, Michael.
Oh, it's all theory. I don't
Yeah,
think
it
there's any
is
wrong
all
answer.
theory. I don't feel like they're away and then here and away and then and then here. I feel like they're always accessible to us. I feel like that they're always there, and sometimes that's just something that we've got going on. So I would just I would look at that.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely times I think your mind gets in the way that you just think that they're not there. And because I've had those same feelings. I've had those same feelings when I've, cussed out my brothers and sisters on the other side saying, where the F are you guys? I haven't felt you in a while. But then I think, well, theory is they have lives over there. It's not like they're not going to be there every second, that I, need them.
Right.
And I think, again, if we think of it in that way, think of it in our physical life, are you constantly, well, now today everybody has a phone in their hand, but do you pick up the phone every single time it rings? Sometimes you're busy. It's not that you don't want to talk to a certain person, but at the moment you're doing something. I kind of just keep that in my mind too, that could be going on there. It's not that they're not here, they don't care. It's just maybe they're doing something else at this moment. Even though, again, theory is they can be in multiple places at once, but I don't know. Everything's a theory, but that's just my thought. And I agree that I don't think they're ever too far away. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes we just don't feel them. They're there.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
Shana says, Spirit's not waiting around for us. We need to bring the same respect we expect from them. We are not the center of their world.
Exactly.
Yep. Okay.
Again, what?
Did you have something? I was going to say, speaking of spirit, I feel like we should get started.
All right. My head feels like a balloon because of congestion.
Okay.
Hey, Alexa, play spiritual music.
Here's the station you might like.
You are
Meditation on Amazon Music.
He likes to mess with my Alexa. Off. At least play something good. At least give me some rock and roll.
Hey, Alexa, play Judas Priest, Painkiller.
Here's some music by Judas Priest on Amazon
You're
Music.
awful.
We're ready now.
Now we're ready. And that's what I do. Alexa off. Thanks, Michael. Alexa off.
That's why I use earphones.
I think I told you. I know I told my group that that's the kind of music that I play before I go onto a session. So sometimes I get stuck on one song. Now I have a new song.
You should have never told me the Alexa story.
Okay. So I want to talk about a female energy that I feel around me. I do feel that she was younger, and I got to tell you, I feel asthmatic with her. That may be the way that she passed. And when I say younger, I feel I want to go to you made everyone's Alexa's play.
Awesome.
I want to go to 11 to 14 with her. 16. Okay, I'm going to take that, Sadie, because I do feel like that she's younger. Did she act a little bit younger or seem a little bit younger? Because I do feel very, very asthmatic. I do feel female. I do feel teen. And I'm going to try to get something else for you so that we can just make sure that we're... hang on. That's weird. My thing just did something. Always a bit playful. Okay. Give me just a minute. So she's telling me, she's making me feel like that this is something that she dealt with for a very long time. That it kind of inhibited some of the things that she could do, because I do feel like she was very energetic. Did you figure this out? Was she playing sports when you figured this out? I'm gonna wait for just a second here. Yeah. Okay. All right. Because I do feel like that she was very, very active, and that something happened. She's letting me know that she was being active. She was playing sports, and that's kind of what brought this about. That's kind of what, when you notice that it was happening, exercise and viral induced. Okay. And that really inhibited some of the things that she could do. She is telling me, though, Sadie, it's really important that you know this, because she's telling me that you always made things fun for her, regardless of what she could and what she couldn't do. That you were like her biggest cheerleader. You continued to encourage her. Like, she's making me feel like she had a really hard time with this, and you continued to encourage her. And she says thank you for that. That you made things fun for her. I got to tell you how I see her, which brings me to the sports. Was it soccer that she was playing? Because I see her right in this very moment. The way that I see her is she is running towards a soccer ball, and she's kicking the soccer ball. And so you have to know that is symbolism, whether this is something that actually happened or not. It's symbolism for her feeling good. She's doing those things. She's running, she's playing, she's having fun. Volleyball. Okay. But I do feel a ball with her. So you have to know that she's able to do those things again. Hang on just one second. Oh, she hated soccer. That's funny, because that's how I see her coming through. And that could be a reference for the two of you. You know, it's so interesting how spirit comes in. So that's funny. So just know, she's just letting you know that, and that is how I see her, though, which is interesting that she didn't like it. So know this with her. That really is the message, that, you know what, she had a really good life. She enjoyed her life. She had a lot of fun. I do feel like that she sends you signs and messages, and I feel the color yellow, and I feel the color pink with those. I don't know what significance those have to you, but look for signs from her, and they're going to be in color. I see her with just color. Oh, dang it. I am so sorry. Her favorite color is yellow. Okay, honey, she's sending you signs in the color yellow. She's still around you, and that's so appropriate, because yellow fits her personality the way I see her. She is just sunny and shiny, and just a lot of joy. She had a lot of joy in her life. She still has a lot of joyous spirit. And when you feel those unexpected moments of joy, you see that yellow, just know that that's a message from your daughter. And I'm going to leave that with you, and leave you with her love. And thank you for being open, Sadie.
Let me just throw something out there. I don't know if this is for you, Sadie. I think I was feeling your daughter too, but while Jim was talking, I kept seeing an image of a horse. So I don't know if she loved horses, wanted a horse here, but couldn't have one. But she was showing me, like, petting the nose of a white horse. So
I was just going to ask you if it was white.
Yep.
As soon as you said horse, I saw a white horse. I was waiting for you to finish. That's awesome.
She worked with horses at summer camp. Okay.
Nice.
I think what she's trying to say or show me is that she's still doing that there.
A unicorn. I didn't see a horn. I just saw when Michael said horse.
It's funny because now she's like, she's showing me similarities, and she's just reiterating the similarities between the physical world and there. Even though it's a world of thought and consciousness there, we can still create with our mind. And she just wants us to know that whatever we possibly don't get to do here, or things we do enjoy here, we can still do them there. And she's just saying, like, you need to know I'm never bored. I'm never bored. So
no, that's how I feel.
I'll just leave that there. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Interesting. Thank you, Jamie. Thanks, Kaylee.
So Shania, I seen your question. I want to go back and try to find it because you were asking if anybody was around you. And as soon as I read your message, Shania, excuse me, I felt Dad. So is Dad on the other side? I'm just going to go with it. If I'm completely wrong, I'm wrong. But I just feel like you're talking to your dad, but your dad's like wanting you to know that he hears you. I don't know. It's almost like you're crying out for guidance from him. Does that make sense? Because that's the way I'm feeling this. So I'll just wait because I want to make sure this is for you, Shania. Yes, almost desperate. Okay, because that's what he's making me feel. So first, he's just saying that he hears you. He's making me feel, and I know you. So this is kind of, I'm trying to separate it, but have you always been like? He just shows me like you got your hands in so many different things right now, project wise, and he's letting me know it's like you've been like that your whole life. Is that something he used to like tease you about? It's like you're just going in so many different directions. But what he's making me feel is like you need to slow down. You need to sit down. And he's actually showing me a piece of paper and a pen and write out what you want and start to prioritize what you want, what's going to benefit you, what's wasting your time. He just wants you to go through and make a list because you're just all over the place. And I don't know if you have plumbing issues, but he's just showing me, he shows me like a plumber's wrench. It's something with plumbing. So I don't know. That was just random.
I have something really random too. I don't know if this is connected to you, Shania, but I feel I can smell gasoline almost like on a mechanic's clothes. And I don't know if that is connected to you or not. If it is, then I'm going to try to make a connection. If not, I'm just going to wait a second.
No plumbing issues yet. I hope it doesn't happen now. But no, he's just like, you need to slow down. And I know this is going to be hard to take, but he's like, you're worrying too much. And I see finances, and I don't mean to put everything out there, but I'm just going to say that because that's what he's showing me. But he's like, you need to stop worrying about finances. It's going to be, there's always this ebb and flow with finances. He wants to reiterate, it's going to work out. And he makes me feel too that I don't know, he's making me feel like you're taking this all on yourself and you're not wanting to talk about it or not wanting to share. I'm trying to convey this the way I'm feeling it. It's not all up to you, is what he's making me feel. It's don't feel that you're the only one that has to shoulder all this responsibility. And you need a really good vent session. He's showing me with your husband. So he's just showing me like you need to like just talk about what the hell's going on. I don't know if you're holding on to things right now, but it's like important to share it. And I don't know if your kids feel stressed too, because now he's showing me your children, but I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like you need to have this like roundtable discussion with the whole family and just talk about things. Because I think they're feeling it too, but don't know how to convey, their feelings. So I'm just going to show you what he's showing me or tell you what he's showing me. But he's literally like, sit down at the kitchen table, you and the whole family, and just start talking about stuff because I feel everybody's feeling this and it just needs to get out. And I'll leave you with that, Shania.
So she says, I can't picture anything gas issues unless it was the stove almost blew up. This
Whoa.
isn't necessarily, yeah, that's crazy, but this isn't necessarily an issue in the house. I'm going to go forward if you're finished, Michael, with the person in spirit that I feel around me. And we'll just see if it connects to her. It might connect to somebody else. But this is a male, and he is middle age. I'm gonna say like 40 to 60. He also smells like gasoline to me. He smells like a mechanic, or he works around something where he comes home smelling like gasoline a little bit. I do feel like he passed fairly young. When I say that, I mean, when I say that I got to go back to this middle age, like I feel 50s, 60s is when he passed. He does show himself a little bit younger, though, which sometimes they will do. I do feel like he had possibly a heart attack, because I feel it up in here, up in my chest. I do feel like that it's been some time since he's passed. I want to say 10 plus years. Your husband used to work on the rigs? Yeah, you know what, Shania, I almost said it sounds like an oil field, or smells like an oil field, because I've been around that smell. And that's what it smells like. Just somebody that works around gasoline. Did he work on...
Oh, she's saying her dad died at 52 of heart failure.
Oh, God. See, I feel this is connected, and maybe we have like a double link thing going on here.
Yeah.
With the with husband and dad. Is husband passed? Okay. Yeah, but it does smell like that. It just smells like somebody that works around gasoline, somebody that mechanics, somebody that wrenches on something. I do feel at age 52, and I feel that this was a heart condition. Okay, give me just a second. I want to make sure that I'm with you. I want to ask for something. Somebody has a music box from him. And I can't go backwards on that because it's so clear. It's a little wooden music box. When it pops up, there's like the little ballerina thing inside that spins, something that spins. Somebody has a music box from this man. So I'm going to wait for a minute and see if anybody can connect with that. And if not, I'm just going to go forward with the message and see if somebody... This is definitely a music box. I'm just going to go forward with the message. I feel like this is a music box. He's also making me feel like that this is something that you've had for a very long time. This is something that he gave you when you were very small, that you still have of his. He's showing me that, and there's something inside that spins. I feel like it's one of those ballerinas. This is like an older, you know what I'm talking about, Michael?
Yeah.
I can hear it singing.
I'm not old.
There's something, here's what he's showing me, you guys. There's something wrong with the knob when you try to twist it, but that at times it just plays. And know that when it does that, it doesn't play a lot, just plinks out 2 or 3. I can hear it, just, 2 or 3 of the things. That's from him. Okay. That's from him. Just saying. Chandra, you have the music box. Yeah. So when it dings like that, when it just plays, just know that is a message from your loved one. It's really making me feel like there's something going on with this knob, but that at times it just plinks out a note or 2. And just know that's a message from your loved one, just letting you know that they're around. Does the rest of that fit with you? Yeah, the knob is broken. Okay. Nice. And you know what? You might even want to just listen to that song, because that is a message to you. And okay, you're welcome, Shanda. And I'm sorry that was kind of broken up. It just kept coming in these pieces. So I'm gonna leave that with you. And thank you for being open.
Let's see here. Sean, I pulled a card too while Jen was talking. I have tea leaf cards, so it's the ladder. And it just says climbing towards success. So that's just something else to throw on there, just to try to help you with some of the stress.
Should we pull a couple cards
Sure.
while we're waiting for another connection to come through?
I saw Aaron. Aaron, do you have a specific question that, because I see you say you're struggling in a lot of areas. If you have something, particular that you want to throw out there, I can see what, maybe what I feel. You're welcome, Shania. And good morning to everybody that joined in. Don't think we don't see you going through it's just the comments roll so quick.
They do. They
So
really
if
do.
I didn't say an individual good morning, I'm sorry. It's just they do go by so quick. But I just want to say thank you for joining us this morning.
If you have a specific question, pop it in the comments.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a specific. Well, just pop your question in.
Yeah.
Figure it out then.
Can't promise we're going to get to all of them, but if they're there, we'll just, for me anyway, I'll just see what I'm drawn to. And
all right, let's see. All right, Jeremy, I see you in there asking for cards. So let's Tiffany, it's the sign. If you ask the universe for a sign and then you see it, you have to take that as the sign and not second guess it, not question it. That I think is what trips a lot of people up, is feeling like they're not getting messages and they're not getting signs because we're always looking for, I don't know, for whatever reason we try to discount it.
So Aaron, right away when I seen the medical help, I just feel I as soon as I read that part, I keep seeing like it's important to get a second opinion. I feel that you need to get multiple opinions on what you're dealing with. And I love this question. Am I moving the right way? A lot of people have this question. I mean, I do too. We always wonder, are we in the right direction? And I'll philosophize with you here really quick. I know that's not a word. But
explain that big word to me.
I was always told if I can't spell it, I can't use it. So that's why my vocabulary is very limited, because I cannot spell and somehow managed to graduate college. Anyway, thesaurus dictionary. But anyway, all right, I'm getting sidetracked. Am I moving in the right way? So my guides, I feel them popping in because they kind of want to talk about this too. Because it's a question we all have. You are where you are right now because it's a lesson that you need to learn. I know that seems like, well, gee whiz, that doesn't help me much. But if you put it in the perspective of you're never in a place that you shouldn't be for a reason, if that makes sense. But where you are right now, whether you feel it's a good point in your life, a not so good point, I think it's important to just sit in that moment and ask, why is this happening for me, as opposed to why is this happening to me? But I never feel we're in a place that we shouldn't be. I think there's a reason for it. I know I'm going on, but does that make sense? I hope it makes sense in some way. But I think if we change our perspective on that question, instead of thinking it's a negative thing, that why am I in this place? Why is this happening? There's something there. There's a reason why. And I think that actually may help you move out of that space too, once you acknowledge that and give it some thought. And let me see, the home business. I don't know, something feels off with your home business. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I think either more research. You need to do more research with whatever you're working with right now. I don't know. It just feels like something's not making sense. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel confused about.
Yeah. Can I throw something in there, Mike?
Please. Yeah.
Because when you were talking about the business, I just feel like you got to run it as a business if you want it. Like, that's what I kind of feel, a little bit of chaos around it. The things, like Michael said, maybe aren't quite right. that you're going to have to be very focused on it. You're probably going to have, I do this day, this day, this day, this day. It's very hard working from home to not have that discipline. And that's kind of what I feel is lacking. You're going to have to put a plan together, and you're going to have to follow it. So that's how I feel when I feel the business. It's just, you're going to have to work it like a business, and not that you're not working, but you know what I mean? I'm going to be working it from this time to this time. It's just going to take some discipline, and I think it's going to be fine. You're welcome, Aaron.
Aaron, is it spiritual based business? That's what keeps popping up in my mind. So I don't know if it's spiritual based, because when Jen was talking, everything Jen was saying was relating to what I go through when I try to do this as a business. I do exactly that. I don't treat it like a business the way I should. And that's probably why it hasn't worked. To me, I keep it in my mind like this is a hobby, and I do it when I want to and feel like. So it could be part that I'm really lazy. But I mean, truthfully, I am very lazy. So that's just my perspective on when I try to do a home-based business. No, it's not. Okay. So I'm just talking about me then. But that's.
Since we're talking about business, I'm going to go to Jeremy, because I drew this card for Jeremy, and I feel this is business related too. It says, follow your bliss. I know you have your hands in a lot of things, Jeremy. If they're not bringing you happiness and they're not bringing you joy, really think about them if they're necessary. And I'm just going to leave that. I'm just going to leave that with you. Should be bringing you more joy than stress. How's that?
So Aaron, so my rambling made sense, because they were giving it to me to help me understand maybe how to relate it to you. But yeah, I treat my business as a hobby, and that's why it was a hobby and not a way that I could actually sustain myself. Again, I just feel like don't give up on it, because I'm getting that same message for me. Don't ever say this is never going to work. It's just maybe the timing's not right, because that's what I'm feeling for me now. And sometimes when they trigger that in me, it will relate to what you're going through too. I don't know. I'll never figure this out. I don't think we're supposed to. The spiritual communication thing. I just talk. Words fall out. And I hope that makes sense.
Work interferes with my spirituality. You know what? I always say, like, even if I had all day long, I don't think I could just stay in the spiritual state all day long.
Oh, hell no.
We have to.
That was my problem the first time. I was like, there's too much joy. I haven't yelled at anybody in like 2 months. I can't deal with not getting pissed off.
It's not right.
I have to go back at work. I need some idiot pilots that I can just lose my mind on, and I feel so much better.
You got to have that balance.
It's like, I'm Italian, damn it. If I don't yell at somebody at least once a day, then I'm not right.
Let's see. Yeah, it would be hard, wouldn't it, Heather? There's Michelle. She's asking for a card. I'm going to pull a card for Michelle real quick.
I got my tea leaf cards. I haven't had them out in a while. What's that?
Oh, your tea leaves.
Yeah. Hello, Tammy. How the heck are you?
Joni.
Love
she says work also interferes with her drinking.
It does. I want to smoke weed like in the worst way. And I had 3 months to do it, but then I'm like, I didn't know how to approach the transplant center and say, ooh. So I have this friend, he had a kidney transplant. He wants to smoke weed with that, I missed my opportunity. Oh, well. Okay,
Michelle, revealing radiance. That's the card that I have for you on the bottom. It says, my light illuminates the world. Hang on just a second.
I pulled one for her too, and it's the carrot. Opportunity in windfall. So that's
nice.
That's for you too.
I kind of feel like with this card, I just want to tell you, I kind of feel like there's been some hard times behind you. You might just be in the end of them, but I do feel like that things are going to get better for you and that the light's going to shine. Like I really feel that when I pull this card. So don't give up hope on whatever's going on. Just know that there is going to be an end to it. I can't tell you when. there is going to be an end to it, and the light's going to shine bright again inside of you and in a lot of ways on a lot of things. So I'm going to leave that with you. My husband's on his way to get some weed right now, she says.
Lucky. Hey, Tammy, here's your dog. Dog leaf card. Here's your tea leaf card. So it's the dog. It says protection from I can't read upside down and backwards.
Powerful friend. Protection from a powerful friend.
I don't know if that makes sense in any way, but Tammy's going to do a live one of these days too. I feel it.
You're very welcome, Michelle. Yeah.
Excuse me. I don't know if they want to see us twice or not, but we should talk about what we're doing later.
Yes, we are going to be on again later tonight at 7:00 Eastern. We're going to be on The Calling, The Forgotten Files, which is a new podcast that I'm doing with Shannon Rogers. And tonight we have Michael is going to be a guest and two of Shannon's mentors. So we're just going to talk about like the importance of having mentorship, of having in whatever you're doing. So we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to introduce and we're just going to chat. It's going to be really fun. So that's going to be on UNX Network and KUNX YouTube. So yeah, they'll get to see us again.
That could be good or bad.
I'm kind of afraid.
I'm afraid because I'm a mentor and I'm like, she'll almost slap me in the head. I'm like, I don't understand this. People listen to me and she's like, will you stop saying that?
I know, right?
I don't get it.
I know. My neighbor tried to set his girlfriend on fire.
What the hell?
I saw that in the newspaper, Tammy, or not the newspaper, but like on an article, but he's your neighbor. We're hoping to buy him out. What is the best action? Not feeling safe. I would give it some time, Tammy. I don't feel like running right now. Like this just barely happened, right? I think that I would give it some time. I can understand not feeling safe. However, I do feel that this is an incident. This is more of a domestic violence incident. I don't feel like he's just angry at everyone and is going to, I mean, that's how I feel about this. So, but I would give it some time. I would let, no pun intended, the smoke die down a little bit before you did this.
Hey, Alexa, play wah, wah, wah.
And not that I'm laughing at the situation. I'm really not. Thank you, Michael. I feel like I should be getting a massage or something. Kind of something swanky with this. Alexa off. Yeah, he was crazy. Yeah, absolutely. And so I just feel like there's a lot going on around that. There's a lot of energy in that situation right now, and throwing an offer on the table to buy his property right now. Oh, you already made an offer. It's fine. Like Spirit will never tell you what to do, but I'm just saying, like, I probably would have waited. But who knows? Maybe he's ready to buy and get out of here after that. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you this. If he doesn't accept this one, maybe wait a while and try it again.
Norma Ward. I feel like my energy is being sucked out. Immediately what I felt with that is you need to establish boundaries with people. And then I pulled you a tea leaf card, and it's the older woman. So I'll read that too. I should have glasses on. Dealings or relationship with an older woman. So I don't know if this fits what you're going through, but I just feel that you need to set boundaries with people, or reestablish the boundaries, and don't feel guilty about just distancing yourself from people that drain your energy. It's hard, but and I think that card is symbolic. It not necessarily maybe a woman. I think it's just the setting up of boundaries with people. And don't back down.
Monica's saying that she's missing comments, and I just want to throw this in. It's because you're watching in my group. My group is a private group, and so only people in that group, their comments will show. So if you want to see all the comments, click on it a little more so that you're watching from Michael's page. And I think you'll see all of them. So that's what happens when you're watching from the group.
Let's see. Where am I going? I'm distracted.
I'm distracted too for a minute. I'm going to try to make a connection here. I'm just waiting a second for it to build a little bit more. Okay, this is a mother. I do feel like this message is for her daughter. Her daughter is either watching or will watch. I'm very confident in that because I just am. I don't have to really go into why, I guess. I do feel like she passed. She wasn't very old when she passed either. I feel 50s, maybe. Yeah, like late 40s, early 50s. She's right in there when she passed. I'm feeling some breathing issues with her. I'm also feeling that she passed at home. She's showing me that she passed at home. I do feel like she's making me feel like her husband is still alive, and there's maybe some concerns about him, not his physical health, but something that he's going through at the moment. I'm going to wait just a second.
I'll throw this out there while you're waiting. PSA, yeah, thank you. I have notifications that there are spammers again, so I'm not sending out friend requests. I keep this pinned to my group. Do not send money to anybody. The only place you can book a reading is through my website. I never solicit. So if you're getting these weird messages, it's not from me. So thank you, Diana. And Jamie also messaged me about it. So thanks for making me aware of that. Appreciate it.
Just waiting a second to see if anybody can connect with her. My mother-in-law past that age. We recently received a bad diagnosis for my father-in-law. Okay. Give me just a second. And let me try to connect in a little bit more. I want to just make sure. So yeah, she does make me feel like there's something that's going on with her husband that is causing some concern. Hang on just 1 second. She passed at home. I don't know why. It's really important because she's showing me this. And here's the thing. That was very, very important for her. It's very important for her that she did pass at home. She did, surrounded by loved ones. And that was important for her. And she says, thank you for giving her that gift. Does that connect with you, Jennifer? Okay, you are taking on the part of his caregiver. Okay. That's kind of where I'm going with this. That's kind of how she's making me feel about this, is that she was home until about 24 hours before passing. Okay. That's how I feel about this, is that she did get to spend a lot of time at home. I do feel like she's making me feel like this is going to be important for Dad as well. And she says, thank you. It meant a lot to her. It's going to mean a lot to him as well. Okay. And she's going to be there. She's going to be around. Also know that she is going to be there. I feel like it's going to, know this. I do not know that he's going to pass from this diagnosis, and I would never say if I did. But I do want you to know this. She will be there at his passing. You are all going to feel her in that. You're all going to feel her during this process, okay? And it's really important that you know that, because this process meant a lot to her. And she's going to be there to support you, him, and everybody through this process. And I'm going to leave you with that and with her love. And thank you for being open.
I'm just going to throw something on there too, Jennifer. Well, both Jennifers.
Please do.
So I don't know if he sees her, because your mom is showing like she visits a lot. She's around. But do you see him making motions or looking to like somebody's there in the room that isn't? Because that's what I keep seeing this over and over. And it's just reassurance that, you know, like Jennifer was saying, he's not alone. And he won't be alone when that time comes. But that's just what I feel from her. Is just she's there.
Yeah, that's how I feel. She's just, yeah.
Did he knock something off a stand? I keep seeing like something being pushed off of like a stand, like a, you know, an end table. And I'm seeing some kind of knickknack. And I just see it being like your dad pushed it off. Or I don't know if this makes any sense, but I keep seeing like something being knocked over or knocked off, like an end table. I don't know. I just had to say it because I keep seeing this. I've seen it 3 times now. And if it doesn't make sense, that's fine. But I just see this.
It might.
You never know.
If it hasn't happened, it might.
And then I'll pull some more tea leaves. Let's see. He started to get confused. Yes, I accidentally did that years ago. I broke a glass globe of hers.
Oh, no.
Huh. Interesting. Was this after she passed? Or I don't know. I just kept seeing it. I would say that the feeling is just don't feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
Because that's just the feeling I get when I read your comment. So don't feel guilty about it. Just let it go. Let it glow. Let it go.
I'm going to scroll up through some of these comments really quick. I just saw one here that caught my eye. Let me go back to it. Tina. Tina Cisco. Hang on just a second. You're making some big changes or contemplating making some big changes. I know you're asking about being on the right path. But I feel like this isn't just an in general question. I feel like maybe there are some big things that are either in the works or being thought about changing. Just going to wait for her for a minute. Yeah, music will definitely do that to you. Okay. Here's the thing that I feel like I want to tell you I feel like you need to, if you haven't already done this, and it's funny because Michael was talking about this earlier, prioritizing and writing things down to get some clarity on things, because I do feel like maybe there are that overall that this is a positive change, but there are some negative or things that you're seeing as negative aspects to it that are making it a little bit confusing. So I just feel like telling you to write it down, to write the pros and the cons, and try to, I feel like there's something you could see from a different perspective. Okay. That's the best way that I know how to say it. Thank you, Vicky. Is that there's something that you could look at from a different perspective that's going to give you clarity on that. So again, overall, I do feel like that it's going to be a more positive outcome. Okay. And I'm going to leave you with that.
I'm going to scroll back too. I saw an interesting question or comment. Let me see if I can find it.
Hi, Brian.
Here it is. Let me just feel into this because I'm feeling like, again, this is important because people see shadows. And I think thanks to TV, they get the wrong perception or perception about what shadows are, because thanks to ghost shows, not all of them, but they're representative as being, negative entities and all this. And I'll say this about dark shadows. Dark shadows are the easiest way for spirit to be able to show themselves to us. So you may see shadows in different colors, but my understanding is the dark shadows, it's the easiest way for them to be recognized or seen. So usually when this happens is just usually somebody that was close to you that passed is paying you a visit, and they're just trying to make their presence known to you. I'm not really feeling anything specific. Let me just see.
Can I throw something in there?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Is there a table in your hallway? This is like a thin table or a shelf that I feel in the middle of the hallway. Is that where you see this shadow? Just when I read the comment, I see this hallway that's got like a thin shelf table, something with some things on it right there. That's where I see it. So I'm curious if she's even still on, if she can tell.
Yeah. It's interesting because I'm feeling it was a previous owner of the house that I just feel like that place was special to him, and he appreciates the way the home is being taken care of. That's just what I feel.
Okay, so I have a thin table there.
Oh no, but this is for Jesse.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's so that's for Jesse, yeah.
Like you said, I don't know if she's still on.
I don't know if she's still on or not, but that's just what I feel. Is that's where she's seeing it. But yeah, I don't feel anything negative about it at all.
No.
It can just be the way that spirit presents herself. And also I notice that most people see these dark shadows in hallways and tight spaces.
Yeah.
So I don't want to, it's very common. I didn't want to say normal. I want to say common. I don't find the right word. It's a very common thing.
Interesting. So Veronica, she's saying hi. Interesting. I just saw your name and I pulled one of my tea leaf cards. So I feel this is for you. It's the goldfish, and I'll try to put this up there and then I'll read it too. But it says just increase in material wealth or spiritual growth.
Nice. Aubrey says she's having wind. I woke up to snow this morning. Through the hallway. They love the kitchen. Yeah, those are all very common places.
Yep.
What do you think, Michael? Should we pull a card for everyone and we want to do some readings?
What? Who? What? Yeah. I was gonna do something here real quick. Brenda asks, this is a good question, and then we'll pull some cards. How do you know that someone was ready or okay with their passing? So I'm just going to go based off what Spirit has communicated to me and what I've read from other mediums or heard from other mediums too. the theory is we never go before it's our actual time. Okay. I'm just feeling my guides come in too, which is, I think they just want to reiterate some things too. So on a physical level, we might not realize it's our time, but our soul always knows when it's when it's our time to go. So I don't feel that people's passing is before they're actually ready to go. And I'll try to contrast this or just throw it out there the way I understand it is, you know, this physical life is temporary. Our soul goes on forever, so it's infinite. So we live many lives. This is like a classroom for us. So when we've come here, when we've learned the lessons that we set out to learn, our soul's like, okay, I did what I came here to do. Now it's time to go back. So again, I think our soul always knows when it's time, even though our physical brain doesn't comprehend that. And I'll just base it again on, I've never had somebody in spirit tell me I didn't want to leave, that it wasn't my time. I've never had that message conveyed. And again, I don't proclaim to know everything or experienced everything, but that's just my experience so far.
I kind of feel like one of the ways that we get tripped up in that is that we assign human emotions to spirit, right? And spirit is on such a different plane that that's really our thoughts. Maybe we weren't ready. We're relating to it from a very human level.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as spirit is concerned, I have to agree with Michael. I haven't had spirit tell me any different, about them not being ready or not being okay. Because honestly, on some level, like it's just something that we all know, right? We are going. I mean, we just know that. And I do believe that spirit crosses right over, is welcome, like right away. I don't believe that, or at least I haven't seen, I'm going to put it that way. I haven't seen like hangups and this was super tragic and I just can't cross over right now. I can't go. I feel like spirit immediately just moves, just passes. And it's peaceful and all of the human stuff gets left behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the spirits being stuck, that could be a whole episode in itself.
It could.
I don't want to get on that soapbox right now. I'll just say they are not stuck. They're not anywhere they don't want to be, and I'll leave it at that for now. Yeah, I've always had this thought that when it's my time, I'm not going to fight it. I've already been through enough. It's like the kidney transplant. I was like, I will never go through that again. I'd be like, no. That was...
Yeah.
Not the physical part was the easy part. The mental part, man, that's the struggle when and I'm preaching to the choir probably, but going through that, the mental part was definitely the hardest part because it's just staying in that right mindset of not going down those dark paths. Yeah, that could be another topic. So I'll leave that alone before I start rambling.
That could be a whole nother show too, right?
Yeah. That's why everybody's like, you got to write a book. I'm like, I'm lazy.
I'm trying. It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard. I mean, yeah, it's just, it's difficult. There's a lot of things that I want to say and I don't know how to end it. And, just, it's hard. In the movies, let's see, you always get people.
Joanna. Yeah. Hell, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's do.
Again, I don't know everything. I maybe that's why I don't take a lot of classes and I kind of just go down my own path with this because again, I feel that we're our own teachers. We already possess, and I posted about this, that we're spirit. We don't need anybody else telling us how to do this. We can just figure it out on our own. Nothing wrong with teachers. Teachers give us the tools to work with, and I'm always grateful for that. But with this particular subject, when I first started out, I fell into that thought too, that I have to help these spirits. And then I sat here and thought one day, I'm like, all right, so this spirit example, we go into this abandoned wherever. Are we really, and I think this is ego, do we really think that, this spirit's been trapped for hundreds of years, and all of a sudden this human comes by 200 years later and they're going to be their savior? I just can't comprehend that. And the reason is, when we pass, the moment we leave our body, we're already in that other space. That's it. We're there. Think about this. We have our guides on the other side. We have family members on the other side that greet us. I feel if somebody's in a space, they're there because they want to be. I'll leave it short and I'll leave it at that. But I just don't feel, I can't comprehend the thought of a spirit is stuck. That doesn't make sense to me.
No, I feel like there's still free will, so they can come and go.
Yes.
Just because they're here in the moment, or however many moments, doesn't necessarily mean they're stuck there. They're just choosing to be there.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with saying a prayer to somebody, or, telling them, ushering them. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. And again, I don't know everything, but that's just my thought out of it. I just can't allow myself to think that if I pass, that I'm stuck in a place. No, it just doesn't make sense to me. So yeah.
Emily. Intuitively, parents know.
Yeah, I do believe that.
I think so. I don't know how old Emily was, but I feel.
Or Dorothy. I think that's, yeah. I
Or
think
Dorothy.
that was,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm sorry, for Emily. She about 3 years old. For some reason, when I read that comment, that's what I feel. She was 18 months.
Okay.
Would she be about 3 now?
I'm just getting flooded with all kinds of just images and about
Yeah.
her.
Go for it.
So Emily, I'm just going to put this out there, whether it makes sense or not, but I just feel that she came into your family at a time where maybe things weren't so cohesive with the family. And I just feel there was a purpose of her being here to bring people together. That's the image that I keep seeing around this, or around your daughter. And I just felt like it just, her energy just to me feels angelic. There was something very healing about her being here in the physical world. I just felt that her presence, her being here, brought people together. That's the easiest way I can convey what I'm feeling. And if it doesn't make sense, that's fine. But that's what I'm feeling. There's something about her bringing people together and actually putting things in perspective. Like, these physical problems that we have are not important. It helps you establish priorities in your life going forward, is what I'm feeling. And I just feel like she wants to remind you of that right now. It's like, just remember the gift of being here in the physical world, okay? Don't let all these distractions depress you, or just, I don't know. She wants you to just think of her when things are going bad, and just remember the good feeling you had about her being here. I'll stop at that until I maybe see some feedback.
I'm just waiting to see if it'll. I haven't seen anything yet.
I know comments are slow to come back sometimes.
They really are.
And was there something with her heart? Like, I'm just feeling something like underdeveloped with the heart. I'm just seeing like vessels or arteries that weren't properly formed. There's something with the heart or the cardio system that wasn't properly developed. We're just waiting and waiting. Maybe we can just go on to something else because I don't know. What do you figure? 11:30. We'll call it good since we're going to be here.
There's definitely a delay there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Hang on. I got to mute this thing for just a second.
So you can hack along. She left me all by myself. This is not good. Sarah, I'm trying to connect in with your friend. I can't promise anything, but let's see. Let me just see what I Sarah, would your friend I don't know, I'm just feeling like I'm just feeling somebody step in, but I feel this person is stepping forward to take responsibility in some way for their passing. Does that fit with your friend? I'm not feeling natural causes. So let me just know if that fits, Sarah. So I'll just try it. It was an accident? Okay. Let me just see if I can connect really quick. I just get the feeling of wanting to say that I wasn't alone when I passed, that there's people thinking or feeling that I was alone when I passed. And what I mean by that is being greeted by somebody from the other side. But is there something somebody's caring about her being by herself when she passed? Again, I'm not feeling a really strong connection. It's weird because I'm just getting like little bits and pieces of a feeling. Sarah, I don't think I'm connected. I don't know, Jen, are you?
Well, I want to just tell you what comes through as you're talking. That's really interesting. Is loud music. I just keep hearing really loud music. I keep seeing like road trip. And I don't know if that connects with you. Is that something that you guys did? Is that something they were doing when they got into the accident? But this music is very, very loud. Like when we started and Michael turned Alexa on, it's loud and it's rock. That's what I hear when Michael talks about her.
And does she have a J name? Like I just see J, Julie. It might not be Julie, but I'm just feeling like a J name. And if that doesn't fit, then I'll just leave it at that because I'm not feeling her right now. And that's not good or bad. It's just
It just is.
yeah.
Yeah, they were riding in a Jeep. Okay, because something that I feel like she did a lot, and maybe with you, and the music is loud. It's rock music. Like, I mean, they're just whatever. How do they do that? Like, it's loud. And it's something that they were known for doing. I feel like it's something maybe that you did with her as well. Know this. Spirit on the other side. Okay, once spirit leaves here, they don't carry any of the emotions that we carry. Again, we're assigning human emotions to them. It's okay. Okay, yeah, that's what I feel like. It's just funny and it's loud. But know this, okay? It's okay. You didn't get a chance to reconnect. You weren't speaking. I feel that you weren't speaking. I feel that there was there was something that happened that created it wasn't, let me put it this way, it wasn't just time and distance that created no communication. There was actually like something that happened that created no communication. It's okay, Sarah. I love you, Sarah. Like, that's what I hear. It's okay. Please don't carry that. Spirit on the other side does not carry that. Okay, Laura does not carry that. It's nothing but love. So know that she's okay. Know that I still hear like this loud music, the road trips. I still see, this going on. Play some of that music and just remember those times with her. That's where you're going to feel her. And it's really easy for me on this side, I think, to say, let it go. Do your best to let that go. Okay. And just know that they carry none of that. They carry none of that. And yes, for whatever reason, I'm going to throw this out there. Sammy Hagar. That's what I hear. So if you know what song that is or what that is, I would just say, listen to that. Okay. You're welcome. Maybe I should ask Alexa to play some Sammy Hagar.
Hey, Alexa, play Sammy Hagar. I Can't Drive 55.
Here's that Kid Drive 55.
Here it comes.
Sammy Hagar on Amazon Music.
There you go.
Now we're going to get sued for copyright infringement. No.
Alexa off. So there you go. What do you think, Michael? Should we pull a card for everyone?
Sure. I just put my tea leaves away, so go for it.
Well,
after you drink your wine. That ain't coffee.
My
I'm drinking wine.
All right. Let's see. Do you have anything to talk about while I I just want to say thank you for coming on and supporting us. It's been a while since we've been on together.
Like a decade, 10 years ago. Yeah. Their last live. That's what it felt like.
And it's always fun. And thanks for inviting me, Michael, because yeah, it's just nice.
It is.
Aaron.
But yeah, again, I'll throw this out there. If you're getting messages, I am not sending friend requests. I'm not like saying anything about you have a special message, blah, blah, blah. They're spammers. So just, again, I just need to reiterate that because Facebook.
All right. Here's the card. Soaring into joy. Wonder like, no, wait, sorry, you guys. I'm blind. Childlike wonder fills my life. This makes me think about Christmas time. Michael's giving me a hard time because I started Christmas decorating. I have my Christmas tree up. There is a method to the madness, though, because I've not enjoyed the holidays for years. Of course, I showed up and I went through the motions. But this year I told myself, I'm actually going to enjoy Christmas. I'm not going to let this incident or this person or whatever it may be steal my joy from me again. So this is why it's all going up early so that I can get it all done. Because I'm going to do that. I'm going to soar into the joy. It's not always been a joyous time for me. Sometimes it's not a joyous time for everybody else. I had to put that aside and say it's not necessarily about me. It's about families, right? I still have little kids, but I do want it to be about me as well this year. I actually want to feel that joy. So, let go. That girl was floating on balloons. Try to let go of what's weighing you down, what's making you heavy, and find joy in whatever it is, your work, the holiday season, your family, your friendships, and really feel it as opposed to just being there. That's the message that I have. So I'm putting up the tree, Michael. I'm finishing it.
Bah, humbug. No.
Lights and everything.
I'm going to get those mini Jack Daniels bottles, and that's what I'm going to hang for my tree this year.
Hey, I'm going to send you an advent calendar. That's going to be
That's what I was just thinking. It's like 25 of them. Every day I have to drink one of them.
bottle a day.
Different flavors.
Oh.
Well, I guess that's it for now.
That's it.
All
right. We'll see you guys. And then I'll be sharing tonight. I don't know. I think Michael might be sharing into his group. I will be on tonight as well. We won't be doing readings, but we will be talking about some stuff and having some fun conversations. So come join us this evening as well.
What time is it at? 5, 6, 7, 8,
7
9.
Eastern. Whatever that is for you. Don't be late.
7 Eastern?
Yeah. That's 6.
6. Okay.
5 for me.
Quick public math. So
all right.
Thank you, everybody. And yeah, we won't wait 10 years to do the next one. We'll do another one here soon. So
see ya. Have a good day.
Bye, everybody.